Hello, everybody. We're back here. Next matchup, we've got Matt Gregg against Scott Stevens. Team Scotty doesn't know is up 1-0. Here we are with the lag. And it looks like Matt wins the lag here. I'd like to give a quick shout out to all the sponsors that were listed in the beginning of this video. Action Palace, Absolute Billiard Service, Crave Cure Kitchen, which is coming in the spring of 2026, a premier late night food option for South Dayton. Action Life Dayton YouTube channel, the one-stop shop for all Action Palace matches and all AP amateur team cap events. Also would like to thank the Mosses, Andre Jr. and Shannon, streaming for free and giving the local pool community something to talk about. This is going to be a good matchup here. Both of these players, very, very strong players. I know that Matt has dabbled with some of the events in the Derby City Classic. As well as Scott is a defending BCA state champion in the Platinum Division. Matt to break here. And it looks like we got some action. Ball in the side pocket. Kind of a tough layout for this table here. Everything kind of clustered to that side rail, close to the top left corner. Type of rack you don't really want to move too fast. This will be a little bit of a chess game. Let's see what Matt comes up with here. Again, nothing really out in the open. Solace being your best choice from right where we're standing now, but the stripes are just a mess right along with it. Matt plays safe here. It's a good shot choice. You're not opening anything up too terribly much. Giving Scott a chance to elect for balls. Scott elects to answer back with a safe. He kind of come out a little too much there. Almost left him perfect to break everything out with this 4-ball here. And shoot this 4-ball and try to break out the 6. Quite a bit of traffic moving around though. See what happens. Boy, that's a good shot there. Got everything out in the open now for the solids. Play the 6-ball in the upper left there. 3-ball on the side. Could go the 7-ball next. 7-ball's got kind of an iffy angle right now. Can't tell just how much of that 11-ball's got it covered. More or less, you figure out that 7-ball. The rest of this run is just pretty basic. 6 to the upper left. Like I said, 3 ball to the side, and I try to come out here for the 7 ball. Pretty much only got one pocket for the 7 ball as it appears. Seems like he got just a little short on the angle there. You're almost going to have to throw this ball to the corner pocket. Almost a shot where I want to call somebody to watch this hit. And Scott scoping out the shot as well. It looks like that's what you're calling for, someone for the hit. Kind of hit this ball flush with a little bit of left hand spin. You can send it out to the pocket. That's a good shot. Pretty basic here. Got the 5 in the corner. Let's see where he's pointing at. Looks like he's got the angle. He can kind of stun the cue ball back up the table. Yep. 1 to the corner here. And I'd play that 8 ball to the opposite corner there from the 1 ball. Man, he overdid that. Still, you know, was rewarded for the shot. Pretty sure he wanted to play it up in that top left corner. And he makes a nice out there. Matt taking the lead now, 1-0 over Scott. Scott to break. Matt's got a really smooth stroke. Very speed player. You know, play the speed of the table. Try not to do too terribly much. Like I said, Scott here to rack. Second rack of this match here. Like I said in an earlier match, Scotty doesn't know. Took the team match, putting them up 1-0 for this entire event. Looks like Scotty's electing to break from the opposite side from Matt. And he absolutely shred that rack. And no action. Oh, that's a great break and no reward. Matt back to the table now. Neither one of these balls are in terrible shape. Got a little work to do on everything on the side rail. The top right side rail with all the stripes. If you like to go with the solids, you got that little cluster right there by the 8 ball to break out. If he chooses to go with the solids, he actually has a shot now and play the 7 ball to the corner and break everything out. Let's see what he elects to do here. He shoots that 7 ball, gets it broke out. Out of the pocket there. I like the shot choice. I think it's safe to say Scott's got to take these solids. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . a good shot there over top of that ball. Now you just got to make it work. Take this one ball to the side pocket. You have options to play the 5, play the 2. No right or wrong here. As long as you keep the cue ball under control. He does. Nice little stop shot. You have both options. You have the 2 ball or the 5. Looks like he's electing to play the 2. Very easy peasy there. Shoot the 5 ball. Take the 4 ball on the side. 7, 6, 8. If it were I. Shoots his 5 ball. Man, he overrolled by a lot. Yeah, we're in a predicament here. You don't really have a home for the 4 ball. Looking at the angle, it's kind of tough to see if he has the 6 ball clean. Put himself in a rock and hard place here. Almost like playing that 5 ball, that previous shot. You could have played it with just a touch more than pocket speed and come back out to about center table on this end. It looks like he's shooting at the 6 here. Looks like he has full clearance for it. Tough miss there. Now we're back to Matt here with all these stripes. I like taking the 14 ball first. You start clearing everything off of that rail. Even if you get a touch out of shape, you're working back to the center of the table, playing from this angle. It looks like we're going to go with the 14 here up in the corner. Rolling a little long on that. He wanted to come up just a hair shorter for all that. 11 balls, like one of your out balls. Center table, easy to make. Now he's going to have to take it now. He could roll it in. He could also play off the side rail and come back out more. Plenty of options there. Way everything's sitting, he's pretty much playing one pocket here. Everything to the same corner. Picks up ball, rolls up for the 9. Come back out for the 12 there in the side. Play that ball up the rail. Now we're on the 12 ball here. Like I said, side pocket. Then I'm taking that ball up the rail to the corner. Last ball in the same corner, and then an 8 down here. Draw back here. You don't need anything crazy. Even if you just do an inch or two, you could even play a stop shot, take your poison. You know, either way works here. He's elected to draw back that far. A little tougher shot here. Looks like he's going to be good to the upper left. Makes this slightly difficult 8-ball. Goes up 2-0 against Scott here. Matt back up with the break again. Like I said, as I figured, this would be a very good match. Pretty evenly matched. Both these players are sluggers. It's run, run, run. Let's see if Matt can control this break a little better than he did his first one. Like I said, everything went to that top left rail there. Kind of want a little bit more of an open spread. Staying with the same side he broke from the first time. Looks like we got action here. Looks like we got a solid on the break. Looks like it was the 5-ball. Tough start here. Once you get going, you should be okay. That 6-ball's in kind of a funky spot. You have to get on it from the 4. Taking solids, and that was a weird roll. He was trying to use the 10-ball as a cushion. Now, unfortunately, to get some kind of back in shape, you have to play this 4-ball here. Not saying this is an easier shot of what I aforementioned, but you can also play safe here. You can clip the 4 and take the cue ball off the top rail and try to put it on that solid ball, or the straight ball up there. One of those lower percentage shots, but high risk, high reward. That was a pretty good shot. Now you can kind of play this 2-ball. And play it a little right-hand English if you wanted to, and it puts you back up on the 6. You also could work back to it. Looks like he's got the whole 7-ball here. He takes the 7, so he's going to work back to everything. Looks like he left us up the angle. He can go off the side rail, and I would imagine if it were I would want to have this cue ball pretty much on the rail if possible. That's what he does. That's a nice shot. Like I said, you can play this with a little bit of right hand English, take the cue ball up towards the 11. Also, depending on this angle, you probably could might even go a little past that. Regardless, I feel like you've got that stopper in the 11 in some shape or form here. And play it, rather than just right-hand English, you can almost play it with just a straight high or about tip of a high right. That way you know you're coming into that ball. Just like that. And looks like he's going to play the 6 ball on the side. Trying to determine the angle here. It almost looks like he's going to go into that 8 ball. If you're able to miss the 8 ball, you can pretty much roll this ball forward, come back out for the 8 ball, but see what he elects for here. Like I said, I didn't think this was a good angle. Might even have angle. You could probably draw out of this a little bit. Leave it for either the same side or the corner. A touchy stroke. That's a good shot. Now you've opened up a third pocket. You can play it down here in our bottom left as we're watching this video. Again, Matt's been pretty cutthroat in this set so far. It appears he's got the 5 left. I thought that was the ball that was made on the break. Makes life a little easier here. Come up a little short. You need to come out more to the center table. Kind of like playing this with a little high left here. Try to straighten that cue ball out. You can also go the other direction. Play the opposite English and try to bring the cue ball out to this bottom left rail here. Might even have the bank open, go cross corner, but I don't know. I think I'd rather take the cut than the bank here. So just got to be careful here. You don't want to scratch. Oh, and he whiffs on the ball and scratches. Well, that's ball in hand for Scott. Pretty much got control of this rack right now. Many options here. If you don't like this layout, you can pretty much tuck and hide, play safe. And it looks like Scott's electing to go offensive here. Play this ball and roll up. Nice shot. Everything kind of laid out a little weird there. Laid out nice, but it laid out weird. Looks like he might have this ball to the corner pocket. If he's got enough of it. Oh, yeah, he had plenty of room. Oh, you got to keep that cue ball on the table there. Scott scratches in the side. Ball in hand for Matt. Pretty basic here. Playing it to the top corner. This will put him up 3-0 in this set. And makes it and goes 3-0 here. We got Scotty up to break. And that's just a tough, really it's a tough rack for both players. Matt was just rewarded by Scott's mistake there. And vice versa. Scott with a tough hill to climb here. As you can see listed in our little aforementioned race there, race to 5 and set count and player names, Scott's down to about a 27% chance of winning this match. This is a tough deficit to come back from. Let's see if he's got gas in the tank to make it happen. Again, electing to break from that side. He's got action this time, though. Table spread out pretty much as good as his last break, really. You got a few problem balls. Problem with that cluster with the 2 up there. Looks like, depending on the angles, should be in pretty good shape. Could even play it now and solve your problem. Solids look okay too. Again, same problem, same spot. At least if you take the stripes here, you have control of the 8 ball right there on the side rail. Let's see what Scott elects for here. Looks like Scott's taking his time here. Being down 3-0, I would make sure I would tighten up the screws and try to minimize my mistakes to the best of my ability. Elected for the 13 in the side pocket. Doesn't hit it hard enough. Doesn't hit it hard enough. Matt back to the table with an open table. I will say with that last shot by Scott, looks like it opened up the 4 ball up at the top. Matt electing to take those stripes. Just got to kind of be careful here. You got to watch out for the 6 ball, depending on what you decide to play here. Should have it just the right angle that he should be able to miss this ball. As I figured it would come into play. Still in good shape though. Almost take the stripe up to the top right corner there and come back out down center table. Kind of going to want to save that 14 ball by the side for your out ball. Looks like he's taking it now, though. Rattle that pocket. And we're back to Scott to the table. See if we can get buckled down here. Also a rough start. Another rack that you got a couple different options here. Could play a 7 ball here. You could work that top table first. Your one ball will get you down here to the 6. Nice shot there by Scott. Like I said, you got a couple options here. You can play. You have the one ball cut down to the corner. It looks like the 3 ball may go in the corner down here in the bottom right of our screen. At least if you elect to play that shot, you take the cue ball up table. You have option on the 6. Also have option on the 1 ball. Looks like we're going to the 3 up. That's a good shot. So he's electing to stay center table. He wants to go back up here and work on that 4-2 in the corner. 4 balls out a bit much to be able to play the combo. So I think he's going to take this 4 ball and come out to the side rail. Allows him the option to play the 1 ball. As long as he's got the angle. It looks like he's got the angle. He's going to have to hit this with just a little bit of speed. He does. That's a good stroke. Pretty simple. Shoot the 1 ball and roll up. Almost want to roll up. Almost want that straight in shot. You could draw back out of that. And he does. No, he's got a little bit of an angle. Yeah, I didn't think he had enough angle to do that, but he rolls forward. Top rail, side rail, back out center table. That's a good shot choice. Play this to the corner and just come back and forth. You'll have the 8 in the bottom right. That's a well hit ball. A little hard. Gotta kind of play that with speed though. Keep it simple here. Eight to the corner, good shot. And that puts our race at 3-1. Matt leading Scotty 3-1. Matt's break here. Both these guys are breaking pretty well for the most part. Not leaving a whole lot of opportunity at the table for the other person. Again, Matt breaking here. Again, both players using that side break. Nice controlled side break. Dry break on behalf of Matt there. This rack could get a little bit interesting. That 8 ball sitting in the corner pocket. Both players are going to have to kind of dip, duck, maneuver. Not really too many problems here. Like I said, 8 balls making this interesting, which kind of takes your solids into a little loop there as the 6 close to the 8. Stripes look okay. Looks like you've got that stripe solid in the middle there that need a breaking out. Biggest things here about getting started. If he likes to play this ball to the side, you really got to watch what you're doing here. You're going to want to kind of come out side rail, bottom rail, and get to where you could shoot your 13. Kind of a tough start. See what he comes up with here. Scott's a very methodical player. He's always coming up with shots that most not everyone think about here when they're playing sets like this. So he takes that ball to the corner there. Looks like he left himself enough of this ball to go to the same corner. Kind of a tough breakout though. Oh, Scotty, that was a good shot. Very, very good shot there. Looks like he's got plenty of daylight to take the 11 ball up here to the corner pocket. Again, still not an easy rack from this point. He's already kind of had a rough start to the rack there. Playing that ball up off the 8. Another good shot. It's actually a big ball there. That opens the table up. Opens that corner up for him to get positioned back down here on this 13 ball at some point. That's not a bad shot there. Kind of created some issues for this 9 ball. An opportunity for a safety here if you needed to. Kind of don't want to disturb that 8-6 as you have control over that right there. As for the safe I mentioned, you could roll that 13 ball to the rail and try to lay the cue ball on the 8-6, but like I said, you don't really want to disturb that. Looks like he's looking to play this ball up the rail here. Calls the corner pocket. Still tough though. You got to make this ball and you have to find a way to get back out with some shape. Nice shot by Scotty there. Come up out of that shot just a hair. Bit of movement. If you could minimize that movement just a little bit more. Looks like he might take this 9 ball off to 8. which from this angle is about all he's got, really. Play this right, you can have shape for the 13 potentially. Nice shot there by Scott. He opened that 8-ball up just enough. You just play this ball to the bottom right corner. Take the cue ball back out to about where the 11's at now. One job, make the ball now. Oh, nice run out right there by Scotty. That rack by no means was easy. Very nice out. Well, that puts this score total at 3-2 in this set. And it's back to Scott's break here. Has a chance to even up this set from the break. Like I said earlier, as we were talking about the percentages here, Scott's back up to almost a 50% chance of winning this set from 3-2 here. But he's here, back to break. Again, both players on that side break had the best break for control. And he had a ball fire to that corner pocket. Yeah, pretty open rack here. You got nothing touching. Solids are kind of iffy. Don't really have a great starting point on any of the stripes. Might be able to play this ball depending on where it's sitting in the side. You can play it to the side. So you can play it to the point. Drive it through the point. That's a good shot. He elected to play the combo, and he clears that corner out. And if you just keep control here, you're good. You have an option. You can kind of play a stun shot out to the top of that table there. A little bit of an awkward angle here. He'll play that to the top left corner. Depending on the speed, he's probably going to try to come off the side row and play back to the opposite corner. Oh, wow, he hit that good. Good love. It looks like we're going airborne here. Doesn't look like he's going to have to lean over the table too much. Should be okay here. It makes a good hit here. And we got Matt back to the table here. He's got a couple different options. You got to kind of work out that 1-7-5. You're going to almost play it safe here. And shoot the 5 to the top rail. That forces Scott for the kick. And if you hit it right, you could probably even you could force him in a 2-rail kick and not just one. Or you have the option here, you could start offensive and work your way back down for a little better angle at playing it safe. Get below those balls and play safe and get everything pushed out. He's electing to move. That's a good shot. Yeah, like I said, plenty of options here now. You could actually come into the 1 ball right now, kind of lay the cue ball up on the side rail. Which he does. Almost rolled out a bit too far. Looks like he still got it though. Looks like we might see airborne again here. A lot tougher jump shot this time, tougher bridge. Guess I got to be careful here. You play it to the upper right, you're looking at a chance of scratching the corner. Good hit. Not a terrible leave. He's got everything out in the open now, but in the old school ways, you know, distance is your best friend. And the 3 ball to the corner. Looks like he's going to take this, take the 5 ball next. You can play it with some inside and get onto your 7 ball. You can get above it where the 15 sits. He overrolls it. Might still have it. Matt plays safe. That's a good call from that position. I feel like Matt has kind of loosened up the stroke a little bit in this particular game. Got a little bit more freelance with that cue of his. Tighten that arm up just a hair and buckle down. Looks like Scott's actually going to push this ball into traffic. That's a pretty good shot. Yeah, we're going to go back and forth with each other here. Giving up ball in hand from this position. Not exactly sure that really was the right shot. I mean, I guess if you get the 7 ball more into play than what you just did there, you're okay, but man, you pretty much left it in the bank. Left it in the bank, you can play it out to cross, you can play the bank cross side, take the cue ball down here to the bottom rail. That's a more aggressive approach, but It's kind of tough to play safe in a more proactive way unless you push that ball back on top of the 7, but you don't really want to do that. Looks like he might be going cross corner here. Oh, that was a good shot. That was a good shot. And Matt makes this ball, puts him on the hill. And Matt goes to the hill. Right now we're at 4-2. And we're back to Matt at the table breaking. Again, you will hear this time and time again through all these matches, but we definitely want to thank all of our sponsors again. Still, if it's not for these sponsors, we don't get this kind of material. And I know personally as a pool player, I like watching all this stuff. A lot of talent to be exposed out there. A lot of great play. A lot of gambling matches. Breaking here. Looks like that rack was a little on the loose side there. Everything kind of stayed clustered together and hanging together. Scotty at the table here. So he's shooting a 6 ball here. Sorry, that's the 2 ball. Oh, he misses it. Not really a horrible leave. Still got some work to do. I will say though, solids being out there the most. See what Matt chooses to do here. Looks like Matt might be playing this ball in the corner here. Like I said, he's got a couple different options though. Measuring up for the corner up there. He plays the combo to the corner. It's not a bad shot here. Now you have an opportunity to get back in shape. Might have even opened up everything up there. Or at least having better an opportunity to do so. Looks like he's taking this ball to the bottom left. I come back out for ball in the side pocket. That's a good stroke. Well hit ball there. It looks like he's got the angle. You could come off that side rail there. It's a pretty good shot. And a couple options there. You know, playing that ball on the side, you can use that side rail, come back out, create better shape from the 11, but you kind of want to take it now. Sooner the better, get everything broken up. And kind of a hairy position though. Taking it cross corner, being aggressive here. He misses that ball. Scotty back to the table here. Solids are still kind of icky here. Issues with the 7-4 up there in the middle of the table. A couple different options here. You play the 2 ball, followed by 5 in the side, 1 in the corner, and get up table. You have a couple options that way. Scotty elects to use that 2 ball to get up table now. It's a good shot. Play the 6 ball, leaves you shape on the 7. Just got to make sure you don't get behind this ball. That's a good shot. Play the 7 up to the corner or to the side. Man, Scotty hit that ball horribly. Trying to get back in shape for that 4 ball. He kind of had a little bit of a rough angle to try to do that. This is pretty much connecting the dots here for the set. Play this ball to the top right. Looks like he's going to go to the top left. Oh, we're going to go to the top right, like I said. So play this ball to the top right. Didn't leave himself a lot of angle there. Now you got to kind of force this ball back. Like a little less rolling forward and a little less rolling forward and create that natural angle and use the rail to come back into the forward. Now he's missed under this ball. He's calling it back at him at the corner. Like I said, I feel like in the last 2 or 3 racks, Matt has just kind of loosened that arm up a little bit and just getting a little giddy. Still playing well, just you got to kind of buckle down on some of these key situations. Trying to be calculated here. This is a big shot. Chance to get this set out of the way. He misses this ball. Doesn't really leave a whole lot. Scott back to the table here. So he's going to play that 5 to the bottom right. You need a little bit more speed there. I feel like Scott's having trouble getting adjusted in this set. Both players having some speed issues at certain points. Scott elects to play safe here. Four ball might actually be situated in the perfect spot to take away the kick. He's calling it to the corner there. He played 2 rails. And then got to play with the 4 ball real quick. Looks like Scott's going to elect to play safe here. Just clip the 4 ball enough. Very touchy shot there. Very good shot. Looks like he's calling the corner here. Left just enough of it. Oh wow, what an effort. Kind of tough to see that he had that much of the ball there. Scott playing that 4 ball to the top left. Play the 1 to the bottom left here. I don't have to get too terribly fancy with it. Roll that ball to the corner. Let the cue ball kind of drift out to the side rail there. Scott plays safe here. Matt calls this bottom left corner here. lining it up. You can almost go 2 rails in the side. Still electing for this bottom left corner. Looks like he's going to go top rail and down. I feel like this is a bit risky. If you miss by any chance, you end up with, leaving him a shot. Run this one ball up to the corner. Give yourself a little chance to let your stroke go there. Scott likes to play it to the side there. It's a good stroke. I like the corner though. Corner's a little bit of a bigger pocket. Like I said, gives you a little room to turn your stroke loose. Matt here, he's going to go cross side. Good firm stroke. And he hits that ball very, very well. Play the 8 to the upper right. If you play this with, you don't need to have a lot of speed, but high English floated up into the top right rail there. He's playing it. Looks like he's trying to draw out of it. He plays it in the side. Another great shot. And that right there is the set. Matt winning 5-2. Stay tuned and we'll be back shortly.